What is up, guys? Coming to you today with another video. Sorry I look like the Predator from that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie with the green screen in the background. I've got a teal sweatshirt on, so it's kind of blending in where I'm like see-through. So I apologize about that, but I actually think it looks kind of cool. So anyways, I just kind of wanted to explain who I am, where I've come from, what led me to today where I'm making, videos on YouTube, and kind of just give a little background of who I am, where I've been, how I got here. Quick video, nothing too detailed, but I got into crypto back in 2020. I heard about Dogecoin actually from a friend of mine, and it intrigued me a little bit. I only knew the stock market, kind of boring. Never invested all that much into it because it moves too slow. Didn't have enough money to put in. So, me getting rich off of that was, even having enough money to retire was, pretty much, when you do the math, non-existent. So I looked into it. I bought some, not even really knowing what it was or, what I was doing at that point. Just trusted this guy because I've known him for a long time. And, that kind of sent me down a rabbit hole to an extent where I started doing a lot of research into this new industry called crypto. And I guess it's not really new. It was new to me at the time. It had been around for, 10 years or so at that point. I've heard about Bitcoin way back in the day, and I never understood it. I couldn't comprehend it in my head how this fake internet money was actually, valuable in the real world. It just seemed like a scam. Like, a lot of people consider it and think it's like that before they actually really understand what it is. So that being said, I started doing a ton of research, started watching videos. I started, reading articles. I started kind of going down a rabbit hole of what is this? Why is this special? Why is this significant? And, started hearing the Michael Saylors of the world talking about it. And it started making a lot of sense because in my brain, I knew the banking system is corrupt. I knew that the system that we all live in general is corrupt. And for somebody like me who, works a 9-to-5 job at that point and, can't really get ahead in life by saving money or putting a little bit of money into the stock market, how do I get to that next level? So the crypto industry, as I started learning about it, became very intriguing. You can make a lot of money very fast, and that intrigued me. So with all the research I started doing, I started buying projects. I bought Bitcoin, I bought Ethereum, I bought Cardano. I didn't really know what some of these projects were. I knew what Ethereum was, I knew what Bitcoin was, but all these smaller ones at the time, Cardano, XRP, all these normie projects that the mainstream kind of talks about and the bigger YouTube channels kind of talk about, I just started putting money into these projects because I didn't know any better. And I made some money. In fact, I made quite a few dollars in Shiba Inu and Dogecoin. I made a decent, I guess in perspective, with Ethereum and not a whole lot on Bitcoin. I bought, most of my Bitcoin at like $57,000, which was the top of the market. I didn't quite understand the 4-year cycles yet. So in my mind, I'm the smartest person in the world, right? I'm going to be rich, overnight, because there's no way that this is not just going to keep going up and up and up and up. And I took a little bit of profit on Shiba Inu and Dogecoin and, bought some mining equipment with it because that intrigued me as well as some, passive income type stuff. So I learned a little bit about that, and I was mining Ethereum. When it's all said and done, I didn't sell the top because I had no idea what the top was. I didn't understand any of that yet. So what I did is I held my bags and rode them all the way back down, as a lot of newcomers into the market do. If I would have had that knowledge beforehand, maybe, I would have been set up much better, but I didn't have the knowledge, and therefore I was sitting on all of my crypto bags come, middle of 2022, when Celsius collapsed. By the way, I had quite a bit of money in Celsius, accumulating interest. I didn't understand why that is a little scammy. Where are they getting the interest to pay people from? So I lost the money that was in Celsius. I had a bunch of money in BlockFi, and as soon as Celsius went under, I immediately pulled all my money out of BlockFi, reading the tea leaves that it's the exact same company setup, so that I assumed that it was going to go bankrupt as well. And sure enough, a number of months later, probably not even 2 or 3 months later, BlockFi is filing for bankruptcy. So if you guys don't know what BlockFi is, or Celsius, they were lending platforms. You put your crypto on the platform and they pay you a flat rate interest of 3 to 6%. Seemed like, the most amazing thing in the world at the time. But anyways, then FTX went under. Luckily, I didn't have any money on the FTX exchange. I know a lot of people did, and that was, catastrophic for a lot of people. I heard, the stories of people having their entire life savings, their savings account. Some of the employees were getting paid in FTX tokens, and they were convinced to, use it as a bank account, a savings account, and those people lost everything. So that's got to be rough. Anyways, I was lucky not to have any money on the FTX exchange. I invested in Solana. I'm actually still a big fan of Solana. I bought a lot of it this bear market down at the 8 to 10 and all the way up into the $20 range. So I'm sitting quite good on that right now. But to backtrack, I held all of my crypto bags all the way down to the bottom of the market, and by this point I had done enough research where I understood the 4-year cycles. So in my mind, I'm holding on to all of this, and I'm just going to wait it out, because I'm not going to sell at a major loss. I know the markets will go back up, potentially in 3 more years, give or take. And I'm just going to wait out the storm, and I'm going to continue buying during this downtrend with full conviction that I'm going to have massive success and make a lot of money come the next bull cycle. So I know a lot of people can attest to this story. A lot of people have been in the same boat. A lot of people probably relate to this. So I would say about a year ago, I started doing even more, digging even deeper, doing more research, and realized that a lot of these projects that I have accumulated last cycle and are still sitting and holding the bags of, waiting for it to turn back around, are probably not going to do very well. So this is my next level of, information, knowledge, where I need to find the new projects, because those are the cryptos that are going to perform best in this next cycle. Whereas in the last cycle, you had like Cardano and Phantom and Matic, those type of projects that were new in the space, and they performed excellent, 100, 200, 300, 400x in gains. So I'm holding these projects and I'm thinking, well, what if we don't even go back to all-time highs? XRP, $1.50. I bought most of my XRP last cycle at $1. So I didn't make any money on it and rode it all the way back down to the bottom to, whatever it was, 19 cents or 16 cents at the bottom of the bear market. And I'm sitting here thinking, what are the chances this even goes, to its all-time high of $3? Probably not even that good. So most projects don't. So I started doing a ton of research in newer upcoming projects and kind of learning again and slowly converting all of my older projects. I would say majority. I still hold on to some Ethereum. I still hold on to some Bitcoin. I still hold on to my Solana. And those are the only three, I think, from last cycle that I'm going to hold on to through this next cycle. I sold everything else slowly as I started finding projects, finding new cryptos that I really, really liked and had good tokenomics, a good team behind them, and primed for a massive run this coming cycle. All of them may not do very well, but some of them are going to do exceptionally well. I'm hoping all of them do exceptionally well, but the law of averages, some of them might be duds, but that's just the way it goes. You're going to win on some and you're going to lose on some. It's the newer projects that should be focused on for this upcoming bull run. That is where most of the money is going to be made. So I found Kaspa. I want to say it was around like October of 2022. It was kind of right around when it launched. Like I mentioned before, I had some GPU mining rigs, and that was a new proof of work crypto that had just come on the market. I didn't think much of it at the time because we all had to stop mining Ethereum, and I was kind of sad about that. And everybody's saying GPU mining is dead, and everybody sell them. Well, I kept them. I mined what I could. And then I found Kaspa and I started mining it because without even really looking at what it was, the name and the logo alone were intriguing to me. And it was new and it was refreshing. And I'm like, I don't know if this is going to go anywhere, but hey, nothing else is profitable. And this kind of intrigues me. So I'm just going to set my mining rigs to mine this and see what happens. And fast forward a year, and it is by far the best decision I have ever made in my life. I started doing more research on Kaspa after that, of course, and found out the tokenomics are almost identical to Bitcoin. There's no pre-mine. It's 100% fair launch. So the tokenomics are damn near perfect. The team, Jonathan Sompolinsky, has been in the crypto industry for 10 to 13 years. A lot of people even think that he was one of the founders of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto. I don't know if that's true or not, but he's been around that long and he's very smart. He's highly regarded in the space, and he's even been mentioned and featured in the Ethereum white paper. And Charles Hoskinson, Cardano's founder, has mentioned the Dagnite code that he uses as being exceptional technology. So nonetheless, I just kind of wanted to give a brief background of myself and where I came from. I take a mindset into investing into crypto and try to, in my in my life in general, to take the ups and downs, keep a level head, and don't panic. If you keep a level head and you stay grounded, then things seem to just happen. They come naturally. You're not going to panic sell. You're not going to FOMO buy. You're going to be very disciplined in what you're doing. And I found that to be very helpful. When the market's red, I actually get excited. When I see it, 10, 20, 15% red candles, I actually get excited because I know now what I didn't know before, that those are the best times to buy. And buying when the market is down is how you're going to end up making money in this market. Not to be fearful, because if you panic sell, then you're going to have to start all over again. You're going to end up buying in at a higher price later on. It's just the way it goes. So whatever your strategy is, I would challenge you to stay consistent. You know, whether you're DCAing every day, every week, every month, you know, whether you lump sum when, you know, there's a certain percentage of a drop in certain projects, whatever it is you do, just stay consistent. If you stay consistent, you follow your same path, you don't waver from that path, you will be successful. You have to wait it out. Crypto is not a get-rich-quick scheme like a lot of people think it is. You're not going to make millions of dollars overnight, although there is a, you know, very small percentage of people that actually do that, and those are what you hear about in the news that get everyone all hyped up. It's a very small minority that end up doing that. They get lucky for the most part. So stay consistent, stay grounded, have conviction in what you're doing and what you're investing in. And I promise you, you will have success. It has worked for me, and I know for a fact it will work for you if you're just patient and you stick to your plan. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. I would much appreciate it. And like I always say, pack your damn bags before it's too late.